President Donald Trump's administration has unveiled a comprehensive AI action plan aimed at solidifying American leadership in artificial intelligence. This policy, heavily influenced by Silicon Valley tech leaders and investors who supported his campaign, focuses on three core pillars: accelerating AI innovation, expanding U.S. AI infrastructure, and positioning American hardware and software as the global standard. A significant aspect of the plan is the reduction of regulatory barriers. The administration intends to simplify regulations and ease permitting for AI infrastructure, including large-scale data centers and energy support systems, by rolling back environmental protections. This aligns with long-standing demands from the tech industry for streamlined policies to accelerate the adoption and commercialization of AI. The plan also prioritizes the export of American AI technology, aiming to make complete AI stacks, hardware, models, software, applications, and standards available to allied nations. This strategy seeks to prevent reliance on rival nations' technology, particularly countering China's growing influence in international AI governance. A notable and more controversial element of the plan is its focus on eliminating ideological bias within AI systems. The administration asserts that large language models used by federal agencies must remain objective and free from top-down ideological bias, with some interpretations suggesting a push against concepts like diversity, equity, and inclusion in AI. This directive has sparked debate, with experts warning about the inherent difficulty in addressing such biases and potential First Amendment challenges. While the plan has been largely welcomed by the American tech industry, who see it as strong government support for rapid innovation, critics argue it prioritizes the needs of big tech over the public. Concerns have also been raised about the potential for increased electricity bills to subsidize energy-intensive data centers and the environmental impact of relaxed regulations. Overall, the AI Action Plan represents a strategic shift towards deregulation and global technology expansion, with its ultimate success hinging on navigating implementation challenges, geopolitical sensitivities, and the complex issue of AI bias. Donald Trump's AI Action Plan is driven by several key motivations, reflecting both long-standing political priorities and specific concerns within the tech industry. Firstly, a primary reason is securing American technological dominance. The administration views AI as a critical frontier in global power dynamics, and the plan aims to ensure the U.S. maintains a leading edge over competitors, particularly China. This involves accelerating innovation, expanding infrastructure, and establishing American hardware and software as global benchmarks. Secondly, the plan seeks to reduce regulatory burdens and red tape on the tech industry. This aligns with a broader conservative agenda of deregulation and is a direct response to appeals from Silicon Valley leaders and investors who feel existing regulations hinder rapid AI development and deployment. The plan specifically targets environmental regulations that might impede the construction of energy-intensive data centers and manufacturing facilities. Thirdly, there's a strong emphasis on exporting American AI technology. The goal is to make comprehensive AI solutions, including hardware, software, and models, available to allied nations, thereby preventing their reliance on technology from rival countries and solidifying U.S. influence in international AI standards and governance. Finally, a significant and perhaps most controversial motivator is the desire to combat perceived ideological bias in AI systems. The administration has publicly expressed concerns that large language models and other AI tools may incorporate woke or liberal biases, particularly in areas like diversity, equity, and inclusion. The plan mandates that AI systems used by federal agencies must be objective and free from top-down ideological bias, aiming to ensure what they consider truth-seeking and trustworthy AI. This resonates with a segment of the tech industry that has been vocal about similar concerns. In essence, the plan reflects a belief that minimizing government intervention, maximizing U.S. technological exports, and addressing perceived ideological imbalances will collectively propel America to the forefront of the global AI race. Donald Trump's AI Action Plan is poised to generate significant consequences, both intended and unintended, across the technological, economic, and geopolitical landscapes. Predicting the full scope of these impacts is complex, but several key areas stand out, along with potential solutions or next steps for various stakeholders. Consequences. The immediate consequences are likely to be a surge in AI infrastructure development within the U.S. Relaxed environmental regulations and streamlined permitting processes will likely lead to a rapid expansion of data centers and related energy infrastructure. This could provide a short-term boost to construction and tech sectors. However, this comes with environmental costs. The increased energy demands of AI, coupled with a push to utilize fossil fuels and potentially roll back clean energy initiatives, could exacerbate climate change concerns and put strain on local power grids and water resources. Communities near these new data centers might experience increased pollution and noise. Geopolitically, the plan's emphasis on exporting American AI full stacks aims to solidify U.S. technological leadership and counter Chinese influence. While this could strengthen alliances and create new markets for American tech companies, it also risks creating a more fragmented global tech ecosystem. Allied nations might become more dependent on U.S. technology, potentially leading to friction if Washington's policies are perceived as overly dominant or restrictive in the future. The directive to eliminate ideological bias in AI systems, particularly for federal contracts, is highly controversial. This could lead to legal challenges on First Amendment grounds and may inadvertently stifle the development of AI that aims to address societal biases. Experts warn that achieving true objectivity in AI is inherently difficult, as models learn from real-world data that often reflects existing human biases and societal inequalities. This could result in AI systems that either ignore critical ethical considerations or are designed in a way that aligns with a narrow ideological viewpoint, potentially harming public trust and equitable access to AI benefits. In the short term, we can predict a period of rapid, less regulated AI innovation in the U.S., particularly within companies aligned with the administration's vision. This might see a shift in focus for some AI research and development towards areas less concerned with ethical guardrails and more with raw performance and immediate commercial application. We might also see increased tension with states that have enacted their own AI regulations, as the federal plan aims to disincentivize such local initiatives. This could lead to legal battles over federal preemption. Globally, the push to export U.S. AI could intensify the tech Cold War with China, as both nations vie for influence in setting global AI standards and providing technology to other countries. This competition might accelerate AI development worldwide, but could also lead to a more bifurcated technological landscape. In the long term, the consequences of relaxed environmental regulations could manifest as more severe environmental impacts, including increased carbon emissions and strain on natural resources, potentially fueling public backlash. The focus on ideological bias could lead to a less diverse and potentially less robust AI ecosystem if it discourages research into fairness, accountability, and transparency. Solutions and next steps. For policymakers, a crucial next step is to define ideological bias clearly and transparently, engaging a broad range of experts, ethicists, and civil society organizations. This is essential to avoid arbitrary application and to ensure that efforts to remove bias do not inadvertently perpetuate or introduce new forms of discrimination. Furthermore, establishing clear but adaptable national AI safety and ethical guidelines that balance innovation with societal well-being would be beneficial. For the tech industry, the current environment presents an opportunity for accelerated growth, but also a responsibility. Companies should proactively adopt their own robust ethical AI frameworks and invest in research and development that addresses issues like bias, privacy, and explainability, regardless of regulatory pressures. Investing in clean energy solutions for data centers and advocating for sustainable practices will be vital for long-term viability and public acceptance. For allied nations, the plan necessitates a strategic review of their own AI policies. While U.S. AI exports offer opportunities, these nations should also diversify their AI supply chains and invest in domestic AI capabilities to avoid over-reliance on any single nation. Collaboration on international AI governance frameworks that promote shared values beyond purely economic or military interests will be critical. Finally, for civil society and academia, continuous monitoring, research, and public advocacy on the ethical, social, and environmental impacts of AI development are paramount. This includes holding both government and industry accountable for the responsible deployment of AI and educating the public on the implications of these technological advancements. Ensuring that the AI race benefits all of humanity, not just a select few, will require ongoing vigilance and proactive engagement.